Hi, welcome back to the Spirit's Path. This is Dee, and today's tarot card of the day out of the Wildwood Tarot deck is the Three of Vessels and Joy. And thinking about this card, meditating on it a little bit, I was like, how great it is that yesterday we had the creativity, Three of Stones, and we talked about collaborating with others. And I've always found out, in my own practice, that it's great to collaborate with other people, to work with other people on a project, okay? Whether one person's got, a big thing to do and another person's got a little thing to do, it doesn't make a difference, because when you're all working on a project together, there's that sense of camaraderie, that sense of, togetherness, all right? And the Three of Vessels coming up today after that Three of Stones creativity is, when you work together side by side with somebody else to get something done, and then the project is complete, there's joy in that, because everybody worked hard to get to where they are. And what does that do? That means there's a celebration at the end, of this project. But it could also be a celebration of good fortune or a new beginning, the feeling of, great pleasure, going forth. And the last four cards to me have all been pretty positive. You got the Ten of Vessels, happiness. You crossed over. You said, you know what? I'm not dealing with negative energy. Six of Arrows, transition. So you transitioned into an area where you're collaborating with others and you're coming up with creative ideas. And, when you go into work tomorrow, you can sit back and look at everybody else that you're in, or if you're family unit or, whatever, maybe you worked on a project, during the weekend. Okay. And, when you're able to work on that project and get it to a point where, I feel very good about it, there's some joy in that. And, that's all, again, of connecting to the universe, right? And joy helps you heal and, gives you empowering energies. And so, with that falls right into the collaboration, the creativity, because once you become one with the universe and that flow starts going, all right, now you can start shaping things with your hands and bringing them to life. And, once you start seeing that process take form, it's like, wow, look at what I created. Look what I did from the beginning of this to the end of this, right? And that energy just radiates warmth and gratitude. And we talked, gratitude on that Ten of Vessels, right? And, just being grateful for what you do have. So it's been 7 days since you walked out of the World Tree, okay? And you met that challenge and you said, you know what, I'm feeling kind of down today. I'm letting the waters flow around me instead of filling me up with that Four of Vessels and boredom. But then that Ten of Vessels happened, and you know what? And you just said, I've got this burst of emotional energy. I've got this burst of, water flowing, and, I just feel happy. And then joy comes up, 4 days later. And, once you can embrace the love and be fulfilled for, which the universe has given you, you just look at it and just say, I don't ever want this feeling to end. I want it to continue, continue, continue. So don't fear the emotion of joy. Don't fear the emotion of happiness. Revel in it. And just say to yourself, you know what? Kind of lock it in your memory and say, hey, this is the feeling that I had when I completed this project. And this is the feeling I had when I'm with these people, doing these things. All right. I'm very thankful for, all the work that they did. Maybe you're a project manager, right? And, then you can sit back and say, you know what? Experience the whole process of joy, right? And what it brings to you. All right. The universal gift of just having that emotional energy flowing through you. And see that as a blessing of life's trials and tribulations, because you know what? I'm sure during the project, there were some trials and tribulations going on, a lot of hard work, a lot of sweat equity, and a lot of, probably, if you're doing construction work, a lot of soreness. But at the end of the day, when you're done building that house and everything's put in, and you see the kids playing around in the house, you see, loving, families in the house, you say, you know what? I built that. And look at all the love, look at all the joy, that's in this house. So that's today's card of the day, the Three of Vessels, joy. Take pride in what you've done, Look at the celebration of, finishing up a project, or, sharing, things with loved ones, whether it's a dinner or, a household project, cutting the lawn, being outside together, enjoy that joy, enjoy the happiness that's out there. So that's the card of the day, Three of Vessels, Joy, out of the Wildwood Tarot deck. Hit that like button for me, subscribe to the channel, share it with others, give me a thumbs up. Check out the stand store below if you'd like a reading. And this is D for the Spirit's Path. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care, God bless, and stay safe, everybody.